The following video is rated PG for puzzling gameplay. Viewer discretion is advised.
For the first time in Tetris Attack Tournament history, we are putting players through live qualifying sessions to set themselves up for a final bracket. Let's see how they do today. Welcome, puzzlers. This is your head tournament organizer, Cards of the Heart. Welcome to the Tetris Attack vs. Speedrun Tournament 2023. You know, we also have some side events going on. We'll talk about those too, but our main versus tournament will be the story for today. And we've got people that'll be actually going through live qualifying sessions for the first time in order to get to not one, but two single elimination final brackets. Let's take a quick gander at who is going to be playing today. Here we have on screen in about 15 minutes, I will have the ones, the only, Fortnite Mike, Lunar Chimera, Yoshi112, and Zeplander set to take the stage for their first of two qualifying sessions for this tournament. After that, we'll see myself, Corey BLD, and Tetris Attacker take on their runs. And you can see the full schedule on screen there. We will revisit that at a later point. Cannot wait to see how these players will tackle this new qualifying stage. It's going to be a bit shorter, more compact than what we saw from the last Pokemon Puzzle League tournament, and it should make for some very exciting shakeups as we head into our bracket stages. We'll tell you all about the changes that have been made to this tournament in order to speed things up as fast as our players have been going. Hopefully it will all be a lot of fun. But first, if you're tuning into this game for the first time and you're not exactly sure how it all works, allow me to take a little less than 2 minutes of your time this time around to explain how this game works and how we are playing it in this tournament. Tetris Attack is a match 3 puzzle game released for the Super Nintendo in North America and Europe based on the Super Famicom game Paled Upon. It was also localized and broadcast through the Super Famicom's Satellaview add-on multiple times throughout its service. Both versions are playable in this tournament. Swapping up to 2 panels in your stack at a time, match at least 3 panels of the same color horizontally or vertically to make the panels disappear. Simply matching 3, however, will not be enough to win. You need to make combos and chains to not only stop your stack's gradual rising for a short time and prevent your stack from breaking through the top of your field, but also send garbage to your opponent to force their stack to the top of their field. Make combos by matching more than 3 panels at once. The amount of time they stop rising the stack is minimal, but so is the amount of time their garbage makes the opponent's field shake. Quick wins can be achieved if you stack combo garbage correctly. Make chains by linking sets of matches together. Make one set of panels disappear and then let the panels directly above them fall into another match. Their garbage makes the opponent's field shake more, but they stop the rising stack for much longer. Forcing your opponent's stack to the top is more consistent with larger chain garbage. To beat the CPU opponents, you must either make sure that they run out of time while their stack is topped out, send so much garbage that they can no longer make a move, or send garbage in a way to make them think they can no longer make a move. Due to how combo garbage is handled in this game, this is by far the least likely scenario. In Versus mode, the easy level has 10 stages, the normal level has 11, and the levels Hard and V-Hard, as we call it, have 12. In this tournament, players will be racing each other through all of those stages to defeat the final stage as fast as they can. The player who does that first wins the race. The player who wins a predetermined number of races first wins the match. Best of luck to all of our players. Yes, got that 7-second Bowser finally. Took long enough. So, here is how our qualifying session is going to work for all of our players. Our players are actually going to have 2 sessions throughout this process, and not simply one each and every day like we had for the Pokemon Puzzle League tournament. These players will be streaming to their Twitch channels live, for most of them anyway. A couple of them will have to schedule their first sessions a little bit later on, but it will all get done, and these players will be putting their times into our Discord server as they get them. They will get 1 hour in each session to try and get the best times in each versus level. We're also going to have 2 sessions per player, so one session is going to be done this weekend and the other is going to be done next weekend, and by the time we are done with all that, we will have not only 8 players placed into our gold bracket who will compete for the title of TA 2023 champion. We'll also have the other 8 players, we have 16 signed up for this tournament, placed in our silver bracket. It used to be called the redemption bracket, but now we get given that a little bit more prestige, I think. So this should be a lot of fun. Anyone that's familiar with the qualifying procedures of the last Tetris Attack tournaments will notice there is no more lopsided weighting on the versus levels. Everyone's just going to get a straight 25 points in a given level for having the fastest time, up to a maximum score of 100 points. So with these players getting 1 hour per session, they're going to try to get as many runs as they can in within that hour time, and then when that time is done, they can finish their current run, but that's it. They are cut off for the rest of the weekend. We'll see if this limited time frame will shake up the seeding just a little bit. Unfortunately, we're not doing a group stage, a pool stage this time around, because we're just trying to speed things along, trying to get the tournaments in and out as fast as our players are going in and out of these speed runs. Like at the top level, most of these runs will be in and out in under 10 minutes. Hopefully the tournament will be able to flow with that similar speed this time around. And if you want to make it even more worthwhile for our players, then please, by all means, throw a tip into our prize pool. We have another prize pool for this tournament funded with your tips, your Twitch bits, your Twitch subscriptions. As well, throw your bits at twitch.tv/puzzlespeedrun. We'll get a nice little notification that you've done so, and we'll thank you for your support. Subscribing to the Twitch channel will also add a little bit to our prize pool as well. And now the goal means something. If we do hit our goal of $500 this time around, I'm really hoping we can push it through this time, then we will be able to pay out to top 8 in the gold bracket. We're only going to be able to make it worthwhile for the top 4 at the moment. You can see the payouts there, 40% for the winner, 20% for second, third place for 15%, fourth place gets 10%, and we can see how the distribution will be shared for everyone else if there is a top 8. Our silver bracket winner will get a little bit of piece, 5%, 4% will go to each of the winners of our side tournaments, which we'll talk about in just a second, and 2% will be given in a random raffle among the non-winning participants. So just for playing, you have a chance to win a little something. Want to get your tips in directly? Then there is a Stream Elements link on screen in order to do just that. Or in the live Twitch chat, type !pool and get you to that spot. So, but let's talk about the other tournaments that we're going to have. Just like in Pokemon Puzzle League, we will be having our Endless and Line Clear modes represented as well. On April 1st, we will have our Endless Tournament, and it's just a straight max score, 99,999 points, scoring as fast as possible in whatever game level players choose. And if you want to get in on this action, signups will still be open through March 29th. Similar situation will be happening with our Stage Clear tournament on April 8th. Just a straight up speedrun of the Stage Clear event, starting from stage 1-1 and beating the last stage Bowser as fast as you can. In both of those tournaments, if you are familiar with our minor tournament structures, you may have just seen with Dr. Mario 64, there will be a set of 3 qualifying races, cutting to a top 4 of the fastest times in those races, and then it'll be single elimination from there on out. And the signups for the Stage Clear tournament end April 5th. So there is still time to get involved in the festivities for this tournament. And by the way, entering in these tournaments does get you entered into the raffle. So there are still ways to win in this event. Let's take a look at our standings, how this qualifying leaderboard is going to work. We have our 16 players registered here. We have myself, we have Corey BLD, we have multiple time LPS champion FFR Pro 21, the sensation from TA 2022, the sensation from last tournament Fortnite Mike, along with Voodoo, I Like Being Smart, Lunar Chimera, Razor Flames 6, Ty, PPL 2020 champion Tamian ND, Tetris Attacker, new player who is already atop the leaderboard in several categories, The Beef in 314, our defending champion Yoshi 112, another newcomer in Yuki Saka, and Zeplander. They will be ranked on our qualifying leaderboard as they report their speedruns that they get in this weekend. I believe Razorflame and Tayman have actually scheduled themselves to play a little bit later next week. I have given them a little bit of time to get their runs in. The top 8 players you will see on this board will be colored in a somewhat of a gold color to tell that they are in the gold bracket. The ones below them will be colored silver for the silver bracket, and you can see that each individual level is going to be judged. The player with the best time in each category will get 25 points, and that will get filled in as the runs come through. And again, just a little reminder of who is playing today. We are starting off the festivities with Fortnite Mike, Lunar Chimera, Yoshi 112, and Zeplander. So let's go ahead and get right into this action. First qualifying session in Tetris Attack Tournament history for TA 2023, and it's going to start right now! Alright. Let me take a double check that all of our players are good to go. Hold on a second. I might have the wrong Twitch channel for one of our players. So we will make sure that the link that I was given by Yoshi is not quite Right. So, as soon as I have Yoshi's channel enabled, and get these festivities going. Wow. There it is. There it is. Let's get some music. So we can see all of our players in the ready. I will go ahead and let our players know that they are ready. We are ready to begin. Alright, and as these players get started with their runs, I will be enabling timers on screen for each one. So Lunar Chimera has started off. An immediate reset from Yoshi starting on easy mode. Lunar has decided to get V-Hard out of the way as soon as possible and gets a very nice Lakitu to start off. Oh, I was a little bit late on the switch with Mike and Zeplander. That's okay. I'll give them a little extra time. The extra seconds are not going to mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. This will be very interesting to see how our players approach each session, and then see how Lunar is approaching V-Hard with the lag chaining of a god with that 15-second bumpty. This start is looking pretty good, I think. Getting off to a good start, and of course, Yoshi is off to an easy start with that 13-second Lakitu. Easy mode is surprisingly trolly to do fast. I mean, you have to... It's often the case that you're going to be making attacks and sending them to your opponent just as they are making a match on the top of their stack, leading to a garbage clear. So, optimizing it in a limited setting is going to be very tricky, as Yoshi is displaying there with that 23-second bumpty. See, it happens to the best of us. So, no need to be super concerned about that. I should also mention before we get too far into these proceedings, our prize pool actually starts at $49.64 this time around, because the winners of the prizes from the Pokemon Puzzle League tournament decided to pay their winnings forward. That is an option for all of our participants. They may take their winnings or pay it forward into the next pool. So we see Fortnite Mike starting off on easy, as is Yoshi and Zeplander Lunar Chimera trying to get a V-hard going. A little bit of a stumbling block with that Froggy, but still looking fairly nice, all things considered. Zeplander showing to be a very, very tough nut to crack in the Tetris attack space. Shortly after debuting in last year's tournament, Zep actually managed to pull a V-hard run that placed in the top 10 on our leaderboard. So given a little bit of time, Zeplander is a very formidable foe. Lunar has also qualified for bracket play before, so they're very tough as well. Like we've come such a long way as a community since the Summer Games Done Quick 2016 four-way race of this game between myself and FFR Pro 21 and Darkwing Duck and Edobean. Like, all the players are so good. So good. And yes, thank you to Nicole I being smart in the chat for reminding us that Zep is probably our best resident cook. Hang out in Discord long enough and you will see Zep show off all sorts of fun little dishes. The food pictures are absolutely exquisite. Alright, we see players getting to stage 7, stage 8 on all of their runs. Most of these runs should be finished within 10 minutes. Even for all of these players. So an hour is going to give people a lot of time to get in some runs. I think giving so many sessions to players in Pokemon Puzzle League might have been a bit of a mistake. I think I've learned from that and given our players just enough time to complete runs, but not so much that they can treat the sessions like full-on personal best grinds. Because in the last tournament, players were getting very close to their personal best, even with a seemingly limited amount of time. And well, Lunar, the 14-second hook bill. That is very, very nice to see. Also, I want to make sure I'm not shorting anyone. In particular, there are definitely some things that need to be recognized. Thank you once again, Anime Arcade, for supporting our players with the $50 tip. My goodness. Keep up the good work for those puzzle runners out there. Indeed we will. And Yoshi has finished an easy run in 6:29. Fortnite Mike has posted a 6:36 in easy mode. And Zeplander just finished a 7:27. Lunar has 2 more stages to go on their V-Hard. We'll see a time from them shortly. We'll go ahead and log some times here. Fortnite Mike, 636. Easy. Yoshi with the 629. Easy. Zeplander with the 727. Easy. And Lunar Chimera has a chance to finish this V-Hard in under 9 minutes. If Bowser will cooperate. Unfortunately, Lunar has been taking it safe, just going for the big chain. We'll see if the combos are supporting this. Bowser has nothing left. This needs to fall, but there's still nothing. Oh, it falls! And Lunar Chimera finishes the V-Hard run. That time being 9 minutes, 10 seconds. So Lunar Chimera posts the first V-Hard of the session. Lunar has the full 25 points from V-Hard. Yoshi has the full 25 points from Easy, putting them both at the top of our board for the moment. I see Lunar is working from the hardest and going backwards. All the other players in our view are starting from the earliest and going forwards. There's something to be said for that. There's something to be said for wanting to use the earlier levels as an opportunity to warm up. An opportunity to get reacquainted with the controls. I know personally it takes me a bit longer than it used to get things properly calibrated for optimal play. But with a limited amount of time, I wonder how much warm-up these players took in beforehand and how much they will be willing to use their session time to do. Again, this is just 1 hour per session for all of our participants, and they only get 2. So they better make them count. Alright, Yoshi is on to Raphael on normal. What is that pace? Hold up. Hold up, that might be a bit of a misnomer. I think Yoshi's comparing against averages. No, that's not averages. What is Yoshi? Oh, Yoshi's on V-Hard averages? Something like that? Yoshi's not switching the splits, it looks like. Whatever. Doesn't make a huge difference. Biggest thing that sets each of these individual levels apart, aside from the speed at which the opponents move, is just the overall game speed. The versus level, as it's known in these games, it's set from 1 to 10. And on easy mode you play on 2, normal you play on 4, hard and V-Hard you play on 6. And as someone who took so long to transition to this from Pokemon Puzzle League, I can attest that getting used to level 6 is a bit of an endeavor. But all of these players have experience in one form or another, whether they be a couple of speedrunners or a couple of long-time player versus player specialists. The PvP community has definitely made eventual migrations into our format, and in the cases of Yoshi and Foxy Man, they have dominated. Ty, who's also in the field, has quite a bit of PvP under his belt as well. And look at this. Yoshi is about to finish his normal run as soon as Kamek stops chaining. There it is. 15-second Kamek to finish. That is a normal time of 6:27. Faster than the normal. How about that? Also, Yoshi clarifying that he is comparing against his worst times for his splits. Hey, it can get discouraging to see red. I get it. But that will position Yoshi into the top for the moment with 2 completed categories. Looks like Fortnite Mike will be the first to finish their next attempt and climb up the board a little further. Just looking at the way Yoshi incorporates combos into his chains, it's definitely a thing of beauty. Like, don't watch and try to copy Yoshi for the raw cursor speed. Like, just watch the vision, watch for the combos. Like, the more combos you make in these speedruns, the less chaining you have to do. And that's going to make your runs on average that much faster than everyone else. Superior combos over bigger chains are the way to go. But that takes a high degree of difficulty that not many of our players can pull off. But all of our players in this field all the players that have been returning from prior tournaments have shown flashes of brilliance in their matches. Wow, that hard wiggler went really deep against Yoshi's attack. Alright, Mike has finished normal in 8:02. 8:02, not 9:02. And again, anyone that wants to take a closer look at our qualifying leaderboard can type !leaderboard in our live chat to see how the standings break down per level. Yes, we're telling Bowser to get conched. Or absolutely crushed in honor of our fellow member Galloping Conch. Is correct to point out, as long as it's not get Bowser to Conch, we've Unfortunately, we've seen that. We saw that last year. I feel for him. And once again, we have a normal time that is faster than an easy time. Zeplander posting a 7:22. So as these players fill in runs in each of the levels, they will bump their score up to a maximum of 100 points, which by the end of this session, I would be flabbergasted if Yoshi did not have the full 100 points. In fact, I would expect Yoshi to still have the full 100 points by the time this day is done. Alright, a nice exclamation mark on the hard Bowser for Lunar Chimera. That time being 8:34 from the looks of it. Considering the amount of delay it takes to manually press a timer at the end, let's just call it 8:33, and I will verify all of the submitted times later. We're having players report each of their times in a dedicated Discord channel, and I do go back through the videos after each full session and check that the final best times are accurate. About roughly the same level of scrutiny as I would put into a submission on our Speedrun.com leaderboard. If you go there at speedrun.com/Tetris_attack, that should be the correct link. It's only been using that link for 8 years, so I would hope it's right. Whoa! 10 combo from Lunar Chimera. Bumpty will not reward them for it. Unfortunate. We do like our swag around here. And yes, for the people who were not here at the open of this session, once the player's timers on screen run out, they will not be able to start any new runs. But they will get to finish whatever they had started on. This is a timer to start new speedruns, not necessarily to finish and... Okay, Yoshi, we need to calm down. That's a hard time in 6:45. My goodness gracious. Yoshi definitely making the case for why he is still the overwhelming favorite to repeat as champion. Now he works on the V hard, with of course a 15-second lakitu to start. That's just Yoshi things. I believe both Mike and Zeplander are working on their hard runs at the moment. Again, 3 of our 4 players have decided to start easy and go harder as the session goes on, but Lunar has decided to start hard and go easier. Maybe they can get a little bit of an advantage on the easier levels. Lunar does tend to qualify pretty highly on the easier levels. So maybe warming up for the strengths is the way to go. Like, do you warm up for your strengths, or do you warm up for what is going to be the most time-consuming? The approach is going to be interesting to look at for all of our participants. Alright, we've got a Zeplander entering Hookbill as Fortnite Mike is exiting Hookbill. Lunar Chimera onto the second half of normal. Yoshi still in the first half of V-Hard and just going so fast. The speed can be demoralizing to watch, but the integration of combos in all of his chains is so pretty. And as soon as these 4 players are done with their sessions, which will expire in about 35 minutes, we'll give about 15 minutes of wiggle room for setup, and then bring in myself and Corey BLD and Tetris Attacker to do all of our first sessions. And then on tomorrow's show, at the same time, on the same channel, twitch.tv/puzzlespeedrun, we will see Ty, the Beef in 314, and Yuki Saka in the first session with Tournament Vets, FFR Pro, I Like Being Smart, and 6 in the second one. Again, Razorflame and Tayman are unavailable to do their first sessions this weekend. I believe they might have a time in mind for Monday to do their runs. Oh no! Lunar was a couple of lines short on Naval Piranha Plant, and it's so weird on normal because sometimes the normal stages will end up requiring the extra lines. Bit frustrating to figure out why that happens. How does Bowser still have time to get to Zeplander's garbage? But we've got a Pib. We've got Mr. Pib appearing on Zeplander's hard run 749. Log that in. And for Fortnite Mike, it's a 906. Lunar Chimera has just finished normal in, we'll call that 713. And now that all of our players have completed at least 3 of their 4 categories, Yoshi, as expected, is on top with Lunar, Zeplander, and Fortnite Mike fairly bunched together. Like, Mike is a veteran to the PvP scene. Doesn't play the speedrun as much. Also, might be a bit rusty on level 6. Just to throw that out there. Maybe that's baseless conjecture, but... But with Mike's standing in the PvP community, I think he can work to even better times than he has shown so far. I don't think he actually has any times on our speedrun leaderboard. This is kind of a side activity for him. We got 3 players starting their new runs. Mike and Zepp on V-Hard, Lunar on Easy, and Yoshi is about to finish a V-Hard that is going to... it's going to have a real chance to blow everyone else out of the water. Might be having to pay out a Twitch chat prediction right here, right now. Bowser hitting the 3-chain. Lots of combo garbage, and that is a 13-second Bowser to finish. Yoshi finishing that V-Hard with a 7:36. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is the same time that Yoshi qualified in V-Hard last year. My goodness. I will let our players know that they have 30 minutes left on their session. And in a little bit, I will inform Tetris Attacker and Corey BLD who come to the virtual stage for their sessions. But yes, Yoshi is definitely showing why he is the overwhelming favorite. That chain was so effortless. Yoshi makes all the levels so effortless. Even easy mode. Easy mode does take a bit of focus to get right every time. And Yoshi has a large tendency to nail it more often than not. I mean, that easy time is looking a bit on the slow side by his standards, so he wants to work on that. I feel like that's going to be the general tenor from all of our participants for this first session. They're going to get a run in each level and then figure out from there which ones are the weakest. It'll be the second session that will probably be more telling in what these players are focusing on. But already, Yoshi putting up three elite times in this session so far. The easy time does need a little bit of work. But Yoshi does have 30 minutes to grind that out. Fortnite Mike given a little bit of a hard time by Lungefish. Raphael the Raven going to give Zeplander a hard time with a chain off of the garbage. These foes do not know how to chain yet. It is not until the Cave of Wickedness that they learn how to chain. Oh my goodness, Raven, come on. Wow. Before I forget, let me actually pay out the Twitch chat. Prediction is with that 736, Yoshi allowed people to correctly guess that there would be an under 8-minute V-Hard run today. Even though Yoshi is admittedly hungover at the moment, to still run circles around the rest of us. Alright, we got fairly okay Hookbill V-Hard from Zeplander. V-Hard Hookbill giving Mike a little bit of a harder time. And speaking of harder times, that plant puts Lunar Chimera's easy run into 7:01. I know they can do better than that. But it does make them second in our current group. Now, with players finishing all of their levels, they will definitely be encouraged to work on their weaker points. That front, Lunar and Yoshi both going for easy mode. Like, easy mode, as I said, does get deceptively trolly. So many times, your garbage will get sent at a point when the opponents will be making a match at the top of their stack, leading to garbage clearing and transforming, and that takes so long to resolve, especially at the slowest levels. The slowest level that is easy mode. So, Fortnite Mike is entering V-Hard Bowser in a little over 9 minutes. Zep trying to get to that point as well, but Kamek keeps finding things to match. Every little match is able to waste so much time. Kamek going into the second tier of panels. Maybe even a third tier earlier. I didn't quite catch it. Okay. Kamek finally runs out of time, and Bowser runs out of time. I'm going to count that V-Hard for Fortnite Mike as a 9:46. So fortunately, we do have 3 sub-10s on the board for V-Hard. Zeplander not quite getting to that point, but Zep does at least have a sub 8 on his resume, so we know that Zep is capable of better than this 1026 that he just finished with. But combined with that superior hard performance does put Zep in the lead over Fortnite Mike for the moment. Lunar has the edge for second place. They all kind of pale in comparison to Yoshi, our defending champion, who's just going off on these revisits. I do believe in my anticipation of catching the finishing runs for the rest of our players. I did miss a 6-minute flat easy time for Yoshi, putting the separation even further. A 22-second stage will make it tricky to cut the 6 in easy. Probably going to be looking for some, like, 17 second average for sub 6. I do forget the exact average you would need. But Lunar looks to be hitting the averages a bit decently. Log in a better time as they head into the Cave of Wickedness for easy. So with less than 20 minutes to go in each of these sessions, we have Fortnite Mike working on V-Hard, and 3 players working on easy. I'm gonna repeat this until I turn blue in the face. Easy mode is deceptively tricky to optimize. I'm fairly certain I've personally put in more effort to optimizing easy than I have for normal or hard. I did start speedrunning this game in 2013. Oh, that is some very crunched and crushed and conched blarg for Mike. Alright, Lunar improves the easy time to 6:41. Nice 20-second improvement. Gonna get a little more separation from Zep and Mike. Just want to give a shout outs to all the people who are watching this stream live on twitch.tv/Puzzle Speedrun. We will be here for the next several weeks. Actually, hopefully it won't be as long of an endeavor as all of the other tournaments have been. But we will be pushing on Saturdays and Sundays at this time, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Going through second week of qualifying next week, followed by bracket play in our versus tournament. There will be a top 8 for our gold bracket and a bottom 8, for lack of a better term, for our silver bracket. All of the players are going to be very, very tough outs in each match. That part is always a lot of fun. Yoshi still aggressively resetting the easy runs, needs to cut the 6. Looks like Fortnite Mike has exited V-Hard Hookbill a little over 6 minutes. This looks to be a lot better of a pace. Zeplander topped off Raven. He has. Going to be entering Easy Cave at about 5 minutes 24 seconds. Anything under 5:30 will be very respectable. Because again, easy mode might be the trolliest out of the whole bunch. The lag chaining that Lunar is displaying today is serving them very well. Able to get a little bit of separation from Mike and Zep in this first session. So I will go ahead and make sure our players know when their time is close to done. And speaking of done, easy mode is done for Zeplander in 6:43. That is a bit more like it. That will build up even more separation from Mike. Although Mike is on V-Hard Bowser, trying to finish this under 9 minutes, but Bowser is just not going to make it easy. This down stacking with all the chain garbage falling down, it's making the screen shake. Maybe Bowser runs out of time here? Oh, I'm sorry, Bowser. That's not how chains work. Still has the time to get random clears, and there's a chain off the garbage. That's going to allow at least a 4 chain from Bowser. Oh, a little bit late. That gets cut off. Bowser, please, just do that. Please do that. That will completely drain you. And crushed. 940. Few second improvement from Mike. Closing in on 10 minutes left in this session. There is time still to finish one run and then start another. Again, when these timers run out, our players will be able to finish their current runs. They will not be able to start any more for the day. These players will be working to get new runs that they need to do started under the gun. And oh, Turtle gave Lunar Chimera a hard time, but they still come away with an easy time of 6:12. Those are the early level times that I expect to see from one of our perennial contenders. Alright, let's let our players know that they have 10 minutes left. I will also tell Ori and Tetris Attacker prepare to start in about 20 minutes, giving a little bit of buffer for these players to finish their last runs after their timer ends, and give new players an opportunity to set up their streams for their sessions, which I will also have to take a little bit of time to get my personal stream set up. I want to be able to stream my sessions as well. I could do that on my own time, but that's not what the people want. People don't want to see the top players choose to do their grinding offline over giving our audience a show. Alright. Yoshi has entered Easy Cave well under 5 minutes on his way to a sub 6 easy time. And with 15-second stages like that, that will continue to be the case. Let's see, which level is Zeplander working on at the moment? That is V-Hard. You can't tell in a stage which level is on, because V-Hard, it's technically not called V-Hard in this game. V-Hard is a naming convention from Pokemon Puzzle League. V-Hard's supposed to be secret anyway. So there's no graphic for it. You have to tell between stages that there is a different background on the text boxes. And Yoshi, once again, showing why he is so good. A 5:45 for the easy run. Are you kidding me, Yoshi? You actually kidding me right now? Like, Yoshi doesn't need to do anything else today. Yoshi might not need to do anything else for the rest of qualifying to keep the #1 seed. Maybe. Maybe. It's going to take a significant amount of effort from our top players to beat all of those times. But due to the limited time frame of these sessions, you're not going to necessarily get the great effort in there. That's going to be the nature of the qualifying. We're here to see what kind of flash in the pan times that all of our players can get in such a limited setting. Making these time sensitive, putting into the test, and okay, Poochie almost got to that garbage clear against Yoshi's attack. Like, that part is literally frame perfect. After a swap, there is a 1 frame registering of the match that has to be done, but your stack health from being at the very top of the screen can also get drained in that time, so it's a frame perfect kill, as it were. Alright, Twitch, can we not? Can we not try to have ads in the middle of this experience? Okay, thanks. Oh, for crying out loud. That is kind of a good reminder for my own personal stream to turn mine off for this session. Don't need that. Okay, Fortnite Mike has posted a much better normal time. All that 6:59. So close to Zeplander for 3rd place out of this group. Can't wait to see how the rest of our field shakes up these rankings by the time this weekend is done. We'll have a much better idea who might be playing the best once we get times from all of our players. And we're not actually going to have times from all of our players in After Tomorrow either, because Razorflame and Tayman are unavailable for one reason or another. Tayman's actually traveling. I believe he's visiting family in the States, taking a bit of a break from his desk job as a statistician for the Canadian government. Alright, we have a normal run from Yoshi going crazy, leaving Hookbill a little over 5 minutes flat. I need to give a reminder to Yoshi that his time is up. Let Lunar know that their time is up. And looks like both Zeplander and Mike are committed to finishing all of their runs. And Yoshi finishes normal with a 6:10. Posting a better time than anyone else's easy run on normal so far. Oh my. So we have Yoshi finished with his first session with very, very impressive times. 4 very impressive times are going to be hard for even our other best players to beat. That's going to be a bit crazy. That's going to make for a bit of a crazy dash for all of our players to try and get through. So now this V-Hard from Zeplander, looking to get under 10 minutes. Groove is standing just a little bit. Bowser might be out. Oh, down to 2 rows. And okay, this could still happen here. As long as there's nothing in that third tier. There is something in that third tier. Bowser's gonna get time to see it. Oh boy. Chaining with the tiers. The transport garbage between the tiers, please. Please, Bowser, what are we doing? Stop that. So with that, Zeplander is not going to be able to improve his V-Hard time. I'm sorry, that's a 10 chain? Excuse me, we're trying to speedrun here? Oh no. Oh no, Zeplander is getting Bowsered right now. Oh, a chain in the second tier from Bowser's Garbage! The garbage is gifting Bowser with so many extra outs. Okay. There's the down stacking there to close it out. Oh. Don't like to see anyone get Bowsered, but it is what it is. What it always is. So Zeplander finishes in our group in 3rd place. Times by and large look fairly respectable. We'll see how they compare to the rest of our field when they get in here. Oh, this looks like a conched, almost conched plant from Lunar Chimera. Two stages to go. Lunar has an outside chance of finishing this V-hard in a time that will be an improvement. It's going to be a small chance. The lag chaining from Lunar is still on point, though. Built up that X8 chain so beautifully. Oh me, oh my. Chains are beautiful, but not getting rewarded for it. I believe this is a V-hard that Fortnite Mike is working on for his last run of the session. This is entering Bowser in under 8 minutes. No, it is regular hard. It is pink hard, as we call it in the community. But that would still work towards a sizable improvement for Mike's time. Again, Lunar has entered V-hard Bowser with no opportunity to improve their current time. Alright, Mike has finished Bowser. We'll call that 8:30 for now. On hard. So as we end this first session, it is Yoshi 112 overwhelmingly in front, followed by Lunar Chimera, Fortnite Mike, and Zeplander, all fairly spaced apart from each other for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Thank you to all the players who are participating and rating us after the fact. Thanks for the raid, Zep. Let's get our next set of players up and going. In the meantime, we can show a closer look at our standings. You can see how everyone's times have broken down into their scoring overall, and naturally everyone's times are probably going to be graded against Yoshi's best times for the duration of the tournament. That is my impression anyway. I'm hoping to be able to change that. Think all three of us in this next session might have a decent chance to do that. Now I need to do a thing before I can go live with my personal session. If you are playing and have Twitch affiliate, if you can turn off the ads before you go live, that would be super, because otherwise I have to go digging through VODs to confirm everyone's times. Let's give everyone an opportunity to go up. I have Corey's stream also live. And as soon as I get my settings to where I need them, then I can also go live. Let me double check what I need to do. To get my stream where it needs to go. Let's see here. Okay, well, I'm having a fun time getting my personal stream to cooperate with my capture software. How's everyone else's day going so far? Hope everyone is having a fun time enjoying the tournament action. I can't get these, if I can't get my capture software to show up in any reasonable amount of time, then I will get our other two players off to the races and figure out my situation later. This might be a thing where I actually might have to do my sessions separately from everyone else. Okay, I think I figured out my personal problem. And I don't know why it was a personal problem. But I think I have my stream ready to go live finally. Maybe. Maybe there's a chance that some things will actually load. Let's see here, I also need to get our players on screen. Here we go. Alright. Now I will get my stream configured to go live, to where you guys can see it. And as mine goes up, Tetris Attacker flips out for a bit. Okay. Do believe you're all now ready to begin. I will let our players know when they can go. Tetris Attacker getting a nice little sub 10 V hard to finish his warm-up. Very nice. So as soon as these two get started on their runs, I will be able to get myself ready to start mine. Yoshi has really set the bar for this first session, and I basically made that by design. I basically wanted Yoshi to set the tone for everyone else to get an idea of where everyone needs to be. Actually, there is one other thing I can do on my personal stream. Or start proper. Go ahead and get my stream going. The updating of the times are going to be a bit on the slow side due to me also playing, but this is the handicap I've decided to choose for myself. So, not a huge deal. Not a huge problem. can still get fairly competent times without it. So, with this in mind, I will be getting my first run started right now. So the idea does seem fairly solid to just start with whatever level you're most comfortable with, and then go to the others as soon as you're warmed up with them. At least that will continue to be my plan. Also continue to be my personal plan to send these attacks at a time when these opponents will have an opportunity to match at the top of their stack. Fortunately, Bumpty there was sidetracked on something else. Alright, we've got Tetris Attacker on stage 6 of what that appears to be E-hard based on the speed. Corey is working on easy. As am I. I could have possibly layered the attacks in a way to prevent that garbage clear, but such a tricky thing to pull off. And it's only going to get trickier as the stages go on, as the opponents get faster. Also, shoutouts in the live chat to our PPL 2020 champion, Tayman. Able to hop in for a brief part of the action, if nothing else. Oh, that was a little chain from Froggy. Okay. Okay. That is a bit of a problem, and I think 6 in the chat has the right idea of what today actually is. It's Happy Yoshi Asserting Dominance Day. I think that is one of those instances where we have to say, you're not wrong. You definitely can't be wrong. We are mostly here for chill puzzle vibes. Nope. Sometimes we let ourselves get too tilted by these puzzles, and we're just here trying to have our own little fun. Mistakes do mean a fair bit for us, as competitive as we are. But we wouldn't be coming back to these games over and over if we were not having at least a little bit of fun. That will be a sub 5-minute cave entry for yours truly. Corey has finished easy with what appears to be a 625. I will make sure to update that as soon as my first run is done, which it's got a fairly decent shot at finishing under 6. I think that's a V-hard run. Yeah, that's a V-hard run Tetris Attacker is working on. Ooh, I don't know if I sent enough combos here. But it does look like I have. I will log my time for now as a 6:06. As Tetris Attacker looks to be going off towards a potential good V-hard finish. That's a 6... I call that 625 for Corey. And you know what? I'll be unilateral across the board and give myself a 605. These will all get checked after the fact. So that's easy. Done for me and for Corey. And Tetris Attacker is done with V-hard N 842. Well, well, well. I wonder how much warm-up he gave himself for this session. Because Tetris Attacker is one of those people that has proclaimed that he needs extra time to warm up, as do I. Well, I will be following Corey's stead and working on normal. Oh, that felt so good. Thank you for rewarding me for that. Or he's definitely off to something pretty good with that normal run, it seems. Ooh, Bumpty almost stonewalled me, but looks like stonewalling is getting done by Blarg. Tetris Attacker moving on to hard, going the Lunar Chimera route of starting with the harder levels and getting the easier ones out of the way. Okay, so if you can top off these normal foes, I think you can more reliably beat them in 15 to 20 seconds. Probably more reliably than easy mode, if I'm being honest. I think it's more reliable to beat normal foes than easy foes. Ori gets enough for Hookbill. To finish off that stage. Ori's down to 2 stages to finish normal. Tetris Attacker approaching the midway point of his hard run. And again, our players may approach these levels in any order that they desire, though in practice, most participants have gone kind of laterally. They either start hard and go easier, or start easy and go harder. Depends on personal preference. The best part is there is no objectively right or wrong way to do it. Alright. Ori is about to put the final chain on the Kamek. Finish that one. That should come out to be a very solid time. Oh, Kamek is giving Corey a bit of a hard time, though. Alright, he does finish at 7:15, thankfully. That Kamek definitely made him sweat. Ooh, I was really not sure if I had sent enough combos there. That is fine. Hard Cave is where Tetris Attacker finds himself at the moment. Time will tell if this holds up. What is that? Okay. Okay then. That's a 6:10 normal time for yours truly. Update these things. 7:15 for Corey. 6:10 for me, matching Yoshi's best. I need to double check my normal PB. It might be under 6, but I can't remember at the moment. I don't have time to remember. In any case, looks like Tetris Attacker has 2 stages left to go on his first hard attempt. Corey has made it to stage 3 of hard. I will also be moving on to hard. I actually want a timer present with this. I'm not putting up my personal splits, because I don't want to have to spend the extra time switching them. Not worth the convenience of tracking all of my runs on stream. Now, I wondered if I did too much, and perhaps the answer was yes. Tetris Attacker finishing hard with a time of 7 minutes 53 seconds. That is a time I think he could be okay with. Corey on to stage 6 of hard. I am on stage 3 of hard. And just fun to see everyone's different approaches to the limited amount of time that they have. You know, like what's that saying? Something breeds creativity. It's like constraint breeds innovation, or something along those lines. Some people just do their best work when they have a limited amount of time on their hands. Alright, Corey has a chance here to get to hard cave in under 5 minutes. Nope, Raphael said no. Aw, man. That feels bad. That feels fairly bad, not gonna lie. Oh hey, it's like I've seen this stage 100 times before. I feel like with my RNG manipulation shenanigans with these stages, I have seen some of these layouts dozens of times and have a fairly good idea of how to optimize them as soon as I see them. That can only come with like years of practice, though. Oh, that ended up as a 5-chain. Neat. Oh, that actually gave time to Lungefish to clear that? Aw. Aw, man. Alright, Corey is 3 stages away from finishing hard. Tetris Attacker appears to be in the middle of a normal run. And honestly, I think hard can still be fairly consistent if you are able to top off the foes consistently with garbage. It's a little trickier with the faster opponents, as they will be able to make more matches. But all in all, you should generally be in for a better time. And I think I just slipped up on that hook bill. I think I just managed to be a line short. Okay, I think the only thing that might save me here is an ultra aggressive stack raise from Plant, and it does. Oh. Very fortunate. I think you can get away with smaller chains on the last few stages because of the nature of their aggressive stack raises. Okay, my Kamek didn't really have that particular level of aggression. Alright. Alright, I did see Corey post the hard time of 8:27. Should look fairly good in the grand scheme of things. Okay. Okay. There's a hard Bowser that was very gentle. That lets me clock in with a 654. Let's update these times. Tetris Attacker got 753. Hard. Ori gets an 827 hard. And I get a 654 hard. Now, as we finish all of our last runs, Tetris Attacker about to put a very big bow on this normal run, and Kamek is showing why it's not enough. Now it is 648. For our Blarg friend. We'll lock that in. Tetris Attacker ahead of Corey in this session for the moment. Now Corey and I will move on to be hard, whereas Tetris Attacker will go to easy, and I think he said on stream that easy is one of his weakest levels. We'll see if it pans out this time. Right now. Ooh, I actually didn't want the frame perfect chain there, but that chain size is usually very good for Lakitu, admittedly. X5, X6 chain. Probably good for an opponent to not only does not aggressively raise a stack, but does manage to clear quite a bit extra compared to most. Alright, Bumpty giving Tetris Attacker a little bit of a hard time, but that's kind of just how easy goes. It's kind of just the nature of the easy mode beast. Just the timing seems to work out where they get to more garbage clears than not. Okay, now that I've gotten to V-Hard, I do kind of need to put a little bit of focus in this. Forgive me if my personal stylings get a bit on the quiet side. I believe Corey just restarted that V-Hard. Mine's not looking terrible enough to do that yet. But you never know what's going to happen with Cave. V-Hard Cave tends to decide the fate of all V-Hard runs. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna need to save that for my own personal collection. Sorry for any minor spoilers, but that was okay. Yeah. Alright, maybe I have managed to wet the bed a bit. Now I think there's no maybe about it. Huh, okay. Okay, well... Not that I'm gonna need to run this one back, but I will definitely need to run this one back. We appear to have lost Corey. It'll be fine to try to get him back in fairly short order. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Getting reports from Corey that his computer did something weird to him. Probably looked at him funny and did something to him that he was not expecting. So I will probably end if it gets close to his timer, then try and give him an extra minute. Because everyone's time is so limited in this environment. I do want to try not to prejudice it as much as I can. Try to be as gracious with everyone's remaining time as I reasonably can. Okay. Okay, Kamek is giving me the business. This is not cool, man. This is really not cool. That was really not cool. Yep, I am probably going to be spending the rest of my time working on this V-Hard. This should not have happened. Definitely should not have happened. Definitely not after that 8 from Lunchfish. Oh my goodness, the 9 chain from Bowser. Like a bouse, he finds a way. To waste my time, so let's get a quick update of all the times. 7:12 from Tetris Attacker. 10:40 from me, putting me into solidly second place. Let's get a quick check of everyone's remaining time. Make sure that everyone is up to speed on how much they have to work with. And I will have to get up to speed on getting a better V-hard time. Ooh, I was not sure if I needed to dig deeper for that stage, but Lakitu was cooperative. Ori looks to be working on a fairly nice cave entry. Tetris Attacker drilling the easy mode time even further. We have reached the point in these sessions where players will start to drill down their weakest spots. Although Corey still has a V-hard to finish. By all accounts, it is looking fairly okay. That was just a bit late on that one. Fortunately my run has a lot of wiggle room in it. I don't think Tetris Attacker's Easy Run has that kind of wiggle room in it. Alright. Easy Cave has been accessed by Tetris Attacker in under 5 minutes. Looking to be a fairly hot time. Our Blarg friend. And Corey is done with V-Hard in 8:23. Well, well, well. Oh, Corey showing why he's going to be a tough out in this tournament. Holy moly. Well, well, well. And it looks like Mr. Pibb has graced Tetris Attacker's presence as well with a 601 easy. Way to go. I swear, these qualifying sessions do manage to bring the best out of some of our top players. Ooh, I almost messed that up. Wow. Wow, wow, wee wow. Definitely seeing the best from our best as we head into the final moments of this inaugural session for our players in the Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2023. I am your head tournament organizer, Cards of the Heart, and yes, I am playing my session out at this moment. For the first time in Tetris Attack history, we are playing out live qualifying sessions to attain a better seeding for our upcoming single elimination bracket. The top 8 players in this qualifying will get into the gold bracket to compete for the title of TA 2023 champion. The rest will be placed in a silver bracket for a consolation prize. But trust me, it will not be an easy consolation for any of our players to get through. Alright, now as soon as Bowser gets out of here in about 24 seconds, I can go ahead and update the standings. Well, I was trying to call my shot with Bowser. That was not happening. Now I just need to wait. Now I just need to wait for Bowser to do his thing. And the waiting game I continue to play. I really cannot get a good Bowser to save my life. Oh me, oh my. Alright. As these players get into their final runs, give one last little ping to our competitors to tell them where they're at. Corey getting that 823 V hard. Gonna rock it up to a good score. And that 601 Pib for Tetris Attacker. Get him quite close to my time before I post this 918. So I am simply just going to have to be grinding this V hard for the rest of my session time, just in general. I've had a bad habit of getting Bowsered in my V hard runs lately. Had a few successes, but not a whole lot to write home about, as it were. Okay, that stage almost self-destructed. Like, Lakitu actually got far enough in his little subroutines that he raised a stack, which he does not do at the start of these stages. Uh-oh. Ooh, that was a disaster waiting to happen. Corey does end that attempt with a 751 hard, finally beating his V hard run with his hard run. Funny how that phenomenon works. Normal has good chances to be faster than easy, and hard and V hard has weird chances to be faster, to be slower than hard. Not faster than hard, yeah. Yeah, hard can get out of hand if you fail to send enough garbage. Alright. Got Corey working on normal. Is Tetris Attacker back on V hard, or is that hard? I think from the speed, it's probably hard. Forgive me, I'm trying to catch up on this stuff secondhand while focusing on my own little speedrun session. I'm trying to do my runs and keep all of you posted on the other runs on screen. Personally, for me, I just find it more interesting that way. Maybe it's a handicap. I would call it a handicap. If it does get to be a problem for our players, I can simply just do my sessions separately. Just like everyone else has the opportunity to, if they are not able to play in these designated time periods. Ooh. I think our turtle friend is finding a way out of these. Oh, that is a 9 chain. Okay. I think Hookbill's putting the kibosh on this run being any good. I will have time to finish this out before I get in one more. Gander at my time to beat 9:18. I kind of need decent Kameks and Bowsers to do that much. It's definitely not been a guarantee for me. This might help. That will help. I guess I need to not get Bowsered then. Ooh, one line short, it appears. Okay, yep. Bowser is proving that I am just wasting my time with this one. So I will reset with the hopes of getting one more run in. So Corey has improved normal to 651. And Tetris Attacker has improved hard to 744. Tetris Attacker's time is up. And let Corey know he's got 2 minutes left. He knows he can finish the current run. He's made that. He asked about that before his session started, so he's got that understanding at least. So now I will get into my last attempt of V-Hard for the day. And whatever happens here is just gonna have to be the long and short of it. At least for the most part, my Lakitus have been getting off to good starts. All the others that have been laying me down. Okay then. Tetris Attacker. getting to the end of his run. Just remember, everyone, that you can make these players' efforts more worthwhile by throwing a tip into our prize pool, currently at $99.64 out of a goal of $500. Once we get to $500, I can afford to pay out the top 8 in the gold bracket instead of the top 4. Okay, this run does not look like it's gonna go anywhere either. Ooh, the early stack raise may have helped me. Oh no! Oh, okay, that was close. Oh boy. Oh me, Lunchfish, stop chaining in the second tier. Oh boy. Oh boy, we're getting foes under the gun. Giving all of our players a hard time. Especially me, it feels like, but I have not been seeing all of the progression that our other two players have been at today. Okay, whew. Got rewarded for sending on Lunchfish's stack raise. And sending on Raphael the Raven's stack raise. Help too. Okay, that mid-game actually rescued this run from the certain doom it was trending in. That is not common for me. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, there's some down stacking. That is not going to work for Hookbill. Alright, Corey has wrapped things up, settling in 4th place after this session. Looking fairly fine. All things considered to be in a solid position for next week. Like based on the players we have left, that might be a set of time that actually gets on the bubble for the gold bracket. Thought that maybe it would have been in a slightly better spot, but that might prove to be on the bubble, actually. That might prove to be on the bubble. I'm gonna have to find out. Does not look like Bowser is being so gentle to Tetris Attacker. Oh, Bowser is gentle to me! Well. Okay. Okay, I can sleep tonight with my V-Hard run. That's a 757. That will play. That will definitely play, and I believe Tetris Attacker did improve his V-Hard a little bit. He did want to sub 10 before wrapping it up. Okay, actually I was looking at the wrong player. But he finishes out that V-Hard under 10 minutes, despite a froggy death from what I was just told. Well, that, I must say, it's quite the fun session. I did need the reminder from Corey of that 751 hard. So things look even better. And what's 7 players done for this first week? Let's take a look now at our updated standings. As expected, if we can be real with ourselves for a second, I think there was no reasonable expectation for anyone else to be atop of this leaderboard after one round of qualifying than the one and only defending champion, Yoshi 112. 545. Easy, 610 normal, 645 hard, 736 V hard. It is definitely a show for all to see. It was definitely quite the show. And I would be very surprised if Yoshi does not remain on top with those times. I did manage to tie his normal time. I did manage to tie the 610 normal. And that's helping me stay in striking distance for second place. I think I can compete on the easy time as well. I don't know how much time I will be giving towards that. Just play that by ear. I think my personal strategy going forward would be to work on easy and then try to touch up hard before giving V hard more tries. That's just my personal thoughts on how I would do it. Everyone that has played today will have their own ways of doing this, and it's going to be very intriguing to see how the strategy plays out going forward. And follow that up with Tetris Attacker at 90 points, thanks in no small part to the 6:01 personal best easy time. It was very hype to see. That's very hype to get. And we round out our field with Corey BLD, thanks to that 823 V hard with 89 points. Lunar Chimera in 5th with 85 points, thanks again in no small part to a near personal best easy of 612. And we've got Fortnite Mike in his first Tetris Attack tournament, posting 83 points, getting that V hard under 10 minutes, which is really nice to see. And we rounded out everyone that played today with Zeplander very shortly behind Mike. That 749 personal best in hard, doing lots of wonders there. So again, Razorflame and Tayman are currently set to do their qualifying sessions on Monday. But everyone else in the field is on track to play tomorrow. So let's take a look at who is going to be playing tomorrow. In our first slot, we have Tai, the Beefin 314, and Yuki Saka. Definitely intrigued to see how the newcomers will play. Beefin is definitely used to the grinds. Beefin has managed to grind his way to top 5 times in, I believe, all of the individual levels. Taking a quick gander at the speedrun leaderboard, yes, Beefin is in the top, is either 4th or 5th in all of the levels, so it will be very interesting to see what Beefin can post in a limited environment. And honestly, I have not really heard of anything from Yuki Saka before this tournament. This is definitely a name that has popped up seemingly out of nowhere. Can definitely confirm that there's a more international outreach. We have a fellow German along with Fortnite Mike, but without any posted runs on our speedrun leaderboard, I don't have a good gauge for how Yuki Saka is going to play. That's something we're going to have to find out. But going from newcomers to veterans young and old, we have in our second slot on Sunday FFR Pro 21, I Like Being Smart, and 6. Some good interplay to be had between them, and hey, if they want to have a little fun, they can join me in the booth during their sessions. probably get quite a bit of fun little banter between them. We all tend to have a little bit of fun in our Friday night community race events. And if you join us on Discord, find us, the League of Puzzle Speedrunners, you can join in on that fun along with us. So that is the first half of our qualifying for week 1. We will have another week next week, and after that we will be on to our gold and silver brackets to determine our champion, but that is pretty far out, all things considered. We can have plenty of time to visit the possibilities that could be had from there. So that is going to do it for us here at the League of Puzzle Speedrunners. For all the participants that played today, and for all of you who tuned in, thank you all for watching. This has been Cards of the Heart, and until next time, everyone, happy puzzling.